If you want to become one of the best footballers in the world, you have to be consistent. Performing week in and week out is a key factor that separates the wannabes from the actually gonna bees. In today's video, we've got an 11 of the most consistent Wonderkids in Football Manager 2022. Let's go. Starting off with Julian Asrigabalaga. Okay, his consistency attribute here on this save is 20 out of 20. And if you didn't know, consistency is a hidden attribute within the game, right? As well as potential ability. This guy has got a potential ability of 151, which means he could qualify to be in a Wonderkid. Standout attributes here in 2021 at the moment are reflexes, jumping, reach, and agility. And if we click into his scout report, we can see here that the hidden attribute of consistency is represented by one of the green pros here. And when we go into his scout report, we can see that his hidden attribute of consistency is represented by a big green target here that says he's a very consistent performer. Pick him up for around £4 to £5 million at the start of the game if you're looking for a goalkeeper. The first centre-back we have on our list is the left-footed Callum Doyle. Now, he will cost you a little bit more at the start of the game because he's on loan from Man City, right? They're not going to want to let him go for cheap. But a few seasons in, you might be able to pick him up for absolute peanuts. And if we click into his reports, we can see he's a hugely consistent performer as well. Now, we've partnered him with Nathan Collins from Burnley. He's a 20-year-old Irish perfectionist centre-back. He's 6'5". He's got strength, work rate, marking, tackling, heading ability, already just at the age of 20. And not only is he massively brave, right, he is hugely consistent. Week in and week out, Nathan Collins will perform for you. Moving on to right back then, we've got Calagri, the 19-year-old Brazilian. His consistency on this save is about 15 out of 20. We found it hard to find consistent fullbacks, which is a little bit strange given that in real life you would expect fullbacks to be like one of your most consistent players because generally they're not amazing technically, right? So they've got to have something going for them. Calagri, again, as mentioned, he's 19 years old. He's 5'7". He's got pace. He's got stamina. He can play in a few positions and he's technically actually quite good as well. Looking into his scout reports, look, we can see that he is a fairly consistent performer. As mentioned, he's only got 15 out of 20 here, so you can see that the actual target there goes like a lighter color green. The lighter it is, the smaller number it represents in the hidden attribute figure, if that makes sense. He's got the potential ability of 152 here in this save. Pick him up for around 6 million. At left back then, we've gone for Ian Mattison, a determined fullback on loan from Chelsea here. So again, at the start of the game, if you wanted to buy him, he'll cost you a pretty penny. But if he comes available after that, happy days. Hugely consistent with a consistent attribute of 18 out of 20. This left-footed 19-year-old Dutch player will go on to be world class, I'm sure. And if we look at the scout reports here, we can see how green that consistent performer target is. Ian Mattison, get your hands on him. Moving into defensive midfield, then we've gone for Danny Valaharmosa. He's a little bit shorter at 5'8" than your average defensive midfielder you would expect. But guess what? He's hugely consistent. You can pick him up for around £4 million at the start of the game. He's got the potential to be a Wonderkid. And in this save here, his consistency is, wait for it, 20 out of 20. And that's right, if we check his scout report, we can see that it is so green, it's positively exploding off our screen. We've paired him with Alfie Divine, who's got a potential ability of 154 here on this save. And he's so consistent, it's unreal. He has also got a consistency attribute in this save for us here of 20 out of 20. You can pick him up for around 30 million quid from Tottenham, apparently, according to my scouts here. And that's not too bad, right, for a 16-year-old English kid who's going to be the most consistent player in your team, bar none. My scouts are telling me the same thing. Like very, 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 they should say here, consistent performer. An absolute bargain to start off our front three here. You can pick this guy up, Noel Lopez, for around 1 or 2 million quid at the start of the game. His consistency is 20 as well out of 20 on this save here, which is absolutely through the roof. He's 6 foot tall, he can finish, he's got first touch, he's got strength, pace, stamina, off the ball, and he's only going to get better. Checking out his scout reports here, again, A hugely consistent performer, which reflects the 20 out of 20 score that he does have. Don Tuma Traore, then another bargain at the start of the game, about 4.5 million. And he is so consistent, right? He's got an attribute of consistency. Guess what it is? There's a pattern. It's 20 out of 20. My scout report tells me it's massively green here. 4 million for one of the most consistent Wonder Kids you're going to find. Just take my money. Take it all. And the consistent Wonder Kids 11 would not be complete without Jevon Simmons. Hugely consistent. Very, very cheap at the start of the game. You can pick him up for less than £1 million. His potential ability is about 156 in this game here, which is insane. He's only 15 years old, right? And his attribute for consistency is 20 out of 20. And my scout concurs with that right here. And here's a little look at how some of these players have developed in 10 years' time on this save. Quite a few didn't actually reach their potential, but the top 4 here, Jevon Simmons being an A-star rated signing. Look how amazing he's got, right? He's worth like 100 million now, playing for Valencia, dribbling, first touch, decisions, determination, flair, and just so consistent. 7.14 is his average rating over the years. Goals and assists coming out of his proverbial backside. Then Alfie Divine, pretty rounded, right, for a centre midfielder. You can't really go wrong. He's got the stamina, he's got the strength, he's got the physicality. And history-wise, that's 7.17 over the years in the league. Plays 30-odd games for Spurs for like 10 years in a row. And again, scores goals and gets assists. Nathan Collins' current ability here in 10 years' time, bang on 150. Really decent centre-back. You can see tackling, marking, heading, positioning, concentration and bravery. He's got what you want. He's playing for Marseille. And again, 7.03 for his average ratings. Doesn't score many goals, man. He's only scored 3 career goals, this guy. Calagri then as well, playing for Man United. So well-rounded. I love this player so much. Dribbling, crossing, first touch, tackling. He's a fullback who's got everything. Concentration, acceleration, agility, stamina. And if we look at his history, 7.14 in terms of average rating. Truly is a consistent player. Look at those stats, right? Absolutely sick. Guys, that's your 11. Feel free to screenshot it, write it down, whatever you need to do. If you want to download it straight into your life, consider becoming a patron. Everyone gets access to the shortlist downloadable over there. Thank you so much for watching. Do hit like. Watch this video if you're looking for hidden gems. And hit subscribe. See you soon.